What's up, everyone? Welcome to the 8th episode of the Nothin but Net show. It's finally that time. The NBA season's back. I'm your co-host, Jamar.
And my name is Michael, and we're really excited to bring you our special edition season opener brought to you by Tints R Us.
Do you need top quality, heat-blocking ceramic tints for your car, but you don't necessarily want to pay top price for them?
Yeah, I was definitely in that boat as well as some of my friends. We would always look to get tints, but they'd always end up being too expensive.
Definitely. Top quality tints can be extremely pricey. But luckily for you, your friends, and all of our fans, if you go to Tints R Us and tell them your friends at Nothin but Net sent you, they'll hook you up with a great price.
Yeah, you can find their website at www.tintsrussfl.com.
Or you can reach out to them on Instagram at tintsrussfl.
Whether you're joining us for the first time or you're a returning fan of the show, we have the same love for all of you guys. We'd appreciate it if you could hit that like button and press subscribe to our channel. You can also follow our social media pages. On Facebook and Instagram, we're at the Nothin but Net show. And on Twitter, we're at the NBN show.
We're really excited for today's episode. It's jam-packed with the start of the season. We'll be handing out our way too early season awards. We'll also discuss the top 5 rankings for each conference. And last but not least, we will be discussing the chaos that's going on in Minnesota.
We also have a guest interview with Gibou Njie, so with all that said, let's hop right into it.
Let's get it.
One of the most exciting parts of any NBA season are the regular season awards. The NBA gives out an MVP, a Defensive Player of the Year, a Rookie of the Year, a Sixth Man of the Year, a Most Improved Player, and the Coach of the Year. Now, we know it's way too early to be doing this, but me and Mikey went ahead and listed out our predictions, and we haven't shown each other our lists previously, so let's go ahead and discuss them. Mikey, who do you have for each of these awards?
Okay, so for MVP, I'm going to take Giannis Antetokounmpo out of Milwaukee.
Say that name again?
Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Antetokounmpo?
Antetokounmpo. Yeah, it's really
weird. Yeah.
And then Defensive Player of the Year, I'm going Anthony Davis out of New Orleans. Rookie of the Year, I'm going to take Marvin Bagley. Sixth Man of the Year, I will go Carmelo Anthony if he ends up coming off the bench. Most Improved, I was going to go Brandon Ingram, but everyone's been saying Brandon Ingram, so I'm going to go Jamal Murray out of Denver. And Coach of the Year, Brad Stevens is finally going to get his respect out of Boston. What do you have for yours?
Okay, so my list of people who can actually win these awards, I got LeBron James winning MVP. I got Anthony Davis winning Defensive Player of the Year. I think he had a great case for it last year, and this year he'll come back stronger and will win the award. I got Donovan Mitchell winning Rookie of the Year. No, I'm joking. I got DeAndre Ayton winning Rookie of the Year. I think he's in a prime position too. He's going to come in, average 22 and 11, and easily get it based off production. Sixth Man of the Year is very interesting. So I think if Philly starts Markelle Fultz, I think JJ Redick could easily win Sixth Man of the Year. Easily. I also have another dark horse, Lance Stevenson. After watching them play in the Summer League, Lance is such a solid player, and I think he's going to come so strong for that second unit. And I think the Lakers have one of the best second units in the league as well. Most Improved Player, I got Jamal Murray. I was thinking about Brandon Ingram too.
Yeah.
But I feel as though it won't be as big of an improvement because he was already previously such a productive player.
Second year's improvement over rookie was big. And I'm playing with LeBron, like, the improvement's there, but the statistics won't necessarily be there.
Exactly. And that's why I'm going Jamal Murray for that, and then Coach of the Year, I got Brad Stevens. But
okay.
The question is, how do you not have LeBron in consideration for the MVP?
I just don't think he wins it.
You are crazy. You're crazy.
I think
how?
I think Giannis just being like, okay, LeBron got to dominate this, I'm going to dominate this.
I think Giannis will be second.
I think he wins.
But bro, so much.
I also want to see how you see Lance.
Okay, let's tackle this
like
MVP
their 8th
thing.
man.
Hold on. Let's tackle this MVP thing first. So much of the MVP is storyline. So much of it. And you have LeBron James, after the whole debacle that just went down in Cleveland, going to LA, Showtime, bringing Showtime back. The Lakers haven't been relevant since when? 2010 or something like that? And now you're bringing that back, the most historic franchise ever. LeBron James, he's going to come in there averaging about 28, killing it. The win percentage going up from their previous year. It's like, I think it's his to lose, honestly.
I mean, they're not going to host a first-round playoff series, so I think that also plays a big role.
We can talk about that in our rankings.
We will, but I just think Giannis is... I mean, if you want a story, what more do you want than a kid that started playing basketball like 7 years ago? Now he is the king of the East, and every year he's got bigger and better, and you saw his offseason pictures. That man is a tank.
He put on weight, but we have to consider, is he the king of the East, though?
Yes.
Really? Because if I'm not mistaken, the best team in the East last season just added a top 3 player in the league.
If he's healthy.
When he was healthy, yeah. Am I wrong?
Possibly. But it's also it's also Giannis taking a step forward, and that's saying if Kawhi doesn't take a step back.
Did you see Kawhi in preseason?
It's preseason.
But he looked completely fine to me.
It's preseason.
I understand it's preseason, but I'm not so sold on Giannis being... I'm not so sold about Giannis being the king of the East. But Lance for 6 man, what do you mean? What
He's not their 6 man.
Right,
he's like their 7th.
He's like their 8th, 9th 6 man doesn't actually have to be 6 man.
He's not going to impact more than Kyle Kuzma.
Have you watched the preseason?
I have. Again, it's preseason.
Okay, I understand that. As I said, he was my dark horse. If you were listening, I actually chose JJ Redick for 6 man of the East.
That one was weird too.
Well, that
depends on how they run their lineup. I think
it's assuming they start Fultz.
Honestly,
I think they start Fultz simply for confidence in JJ Redick's a veteran. We know what JJ Redick can do.
Yeah,
he's come off the bench before.
Fultz 1, JJ 2, Ben Simmons at the 3.
But Ben Simmons is the 1.
Same thing with LeBron James. James.
LeBron's not the one with this team.
Yeah, but they didn't have Markelle Fultz. Now they have a point guard. Well, now that he's more of a 2. They're both more of 2s. But with Ben Simmons there, it also with keeping him, it adds athleticism. And JJ Redick is really their only shooter starting line. Robert Covington can hit 3s. Well, Sarge would be starting. But JJ Redick is so dangerous on the drive and dish.
He is his ball handling is like underrated too. Like he can put the ball down.
He's a really good player. You don't play in the league this many years off doing one thing anymore. That's not a possibility.
How do you have Marvin Bagley?
I think he's gonna get bucked
Rookie of the Year.
I think he's gonna get
what? He's playing for
Sacramento. Your man's playing for Phoenix. I think he's gonna get
but he's playing for Phoenix as the second option, or maybe even the first option.
With Sacramento. Him.
But no, it's different.
De'Aaron Fox.
It's different. DeAndre Ayton's going to come in. He's going to honestly probably be around 58-60% from the field. He's going to average 22 and 11. And he's going to, again, it's also the win percentage. Last year, Phoenix was the worst team in the league. This year, Atlanta might be. I bet you Phoenix is a better team than Sacramento.
That's possible. They both might be bottom 5.
That's true.
But the thing is, also, everything you said works for Bagley, and you can shoot.
Definitely.
So, that's what that one's
I'm not sold on the shot, but... Definitely.
Now, as we're talking about the standings, we said we were going to get into the top 5 for each. So, let's start with the weaker conference. Let's go in the East. What is your top 5? Start from 5 up. We'll go with that. That'll make it
from 5 up. Yeah. I got the Pacers at 5.
Okay, I like that.
I got the Bucks at 4. The 76ers at 3. And I went back and forth so many times between the Celtics and the Raptors, which gets 1. But I think, and I actually wrote it the other way on this paper, but I think I'm going to go with my head. I think the Raptors stay 1 and the Celtics get 2. Interesting. But the thing is, I think the Celtics win the East. I don't know. I flip.
You think Toronto just does the typical Toronto gets the 1 seed, gets bounced?
Exactly. The thing for me is that they were the 1 seed last year, and they got better. They added, like we said, Kawhi Leonard is a top 3 player in this league when he was healthy. There was debates whether or not he was 2. There was legitimate debates whether or not Kawhi Leonard was the second best player in the league.
I didn't understand those arguments at all.
So it's just, I don't know. I keep going back and forth, but I think I'm going to go with Raptors at the 1. Okay. What do you got?
So at 5, I think John Wall and Bradley Beal bounce back.
You and your John Wall. Oh my god.
And then I have the Bucks at 4.
Okay.
Philly at 3. I think Toronto goes to 2 and Celtics at 1. The reason why is the jump between DeMar DeRozan and Kawhi Leonard is not as large as a jump as just adding Gordon Hayward is.
That's true.
And
not only that,
he ended up getting better.
exactly.
Everyone else is getting better. Like, I see Kyle Lowry, like, sort of being stagnant, maybe getting a little bit better, but not much. Whereas
And Kyle Lowry's getting old now.
He's an old guard.
No, I can definitely understand that list, except you are so sold on John Wall when he's been so inconsistent, and you know that to be true. I understand you like the man, but you know that to be true. So inconsistent, injury prone, and just
Otto
never
Porter's
works
on
out.
a max deal. That's all I gotta say about.
Okay, which is why they shouldn't be at your 5. But what do you got for the West, though?
For the West, at the 5, I have the Spurs. At the 4, I have the Thunder. The 3, the Jazz. 2, the Rockets, and 1, the Warriors.
Do you have the Lakers making the playoffs?
Yeah.
You need to talk to the people.
Yeah,
You don't have to tell the people why you don't have the Lakers top 5 in the West.
Because I don't think they have the talent to do so.
The Spurs are better than the Lakers right this second.
And they're better coach.
They're better coached.
And they have better players.
Mikey, who's the Spurs' best player right now?
DeMar DeRozan.
Who's their second best player right now?
Marcus Aldridge. Who's the Lakers' second best player? What's his name?
Brandon Ingram.
Exactly. There are
Let me read my list. No, definitely not. Brandon Ingram. And I'm sure you would take him over LaMarcus Aldridge as your second option. Which, stop lying to the people.
I know what I'm going to get from one of them. I know for sure I'm getting from Law. And the Spurs offense.
Listen, let me read my list for the West. I got Lakers. Okay, let me go from the top down on this one, right? I got the Warriors 1. Okay. I got the Rockets 2.
Reasonable.
I got the Lakers, Jazz, and Thunder. All between 3 and 5. I'm not sure what order. I cannot decide.
I have the Lakers at like 6 or 7.
No. I think LeBron James, that's part of why I have him winning the MVP. The win jump is going to be undeniable. And I feel as though, remember, when he joined the Heat, I believe it was 12 extra games. When he joined the Cavs, I'm sorry.
So with the Heat, they also added Chris Bosh and LeBron James. With the Cavs, they also added Kevin Love and LeBron James. He's
with the Lakers, they also added. Hold on. With the Lakers, they also added Rajon Rondo, JaVale McGee, Lance Stevenson. Those are solid players. Those are all we discussed.
Are any of those top 20 players at the moment? No, because Chris Bosh was, and Kevin Love definitely was. So I don't really.
Okay, again, how are the Spurs better than the Lakers from a skill perspective? Because you said that the Lakers aren't skilled enough to get 5.
They're not. They all do the same thing. Every single one of them does the same thing, and it's a lot of potential. And next year, the year after, yeah, I'll take the Lakers. But right now,
no.
I think Kyle Kuzma is not going to do too much different.
I 100%
don't think
disagree with you.
Lonzo is going to be too special this year.
The Lakers will be a top 5 team, and that is why LeBron James will win.
Maybe they're right. Oh, if they get 5, cool. You still don't host that home court. Like, I still don't see it.
Russell Westbrook won MVP with the 5 seed. What are you saying?
Yeah, but he also averaged a triple double. And the sort of KD.
Let me ask you this. Hold on. That's what I'm saying. Storyline. What better storyline than the best player in the world going to the most historic franchise in NBA history?
When they struggle.
They're
for half the year.
Well, I'm saying, will they? We'll see.
They're going to struggle.
Let me ask you this. Who do you have as scoring champion?
Scoring champion, I'm going to go probably James Harden again.
I'm okay with that. Yeah. I was going to go between him, Russ, and Bron. I think one of them.
I was thinking Steph for a second, but initially, those were the first 2, and just because one of them's going to average 26, the other one 24.
That's the thing, and that was what always goes through my head when we're talking MVP too. It's like KD, skill-wise, is obviously right up there, but when you can have legitimate conversations as to whether or not you're the most valuable player on your own team, you can't win MVP, and it's just that simple. The fact is, we all know Kevin Durant is better than Steph Curry. Player to player, we all know that. But the fact is, you can have a legitimate conversation as to which one is more valuable to the Warriors. And because of that, I don't think either one can win MVP.
I think that both ends is what makes KD more valuable. Steph can't go guard LeBron.
No, definitely. But I'm just saying a conversation can be had.
Yeah, the team was built around that.
Because when you look at the Heat, there's no question LeBron James was the most valuable player for the Heat during those years. You feel me?
Yeah.
So that's my only thing. Those are our predictions. We would love to hear yours, and be sure to share them with us.
Our guest on this episode of the Nothin But Net Show is Gibou Njie. He attended Pembroke Pines Charter High School and carried on his basketball career to go play for Regis College in Massachusetts. Unfortunately, he obtained an injury to his knee, and he will be a redshirt sophomore this season. He's worked insanely hard since, and he's ready for a huge year back in action. Gibou, thank you for joining the show.
No, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no problem. First, bro, I just wanted to ask, can you talk a little bit about your basketball path from your beginning and how it's led you to where you are now?
Oh man. From the beginning, I probably started playing like basketball at a young age, but like I played rec, I played travel, but I didn't really start taking it serious till probably like middle school, probably even more serious till high school. Because as the levels went on, the workload, the workload went up too. So like I just kept finding different like ways to work hard and take everything more serious. But to be honest, like there's one thing I've never said or told no one, but I'll go ahead and do it on the show. Probably middle school was the eye opener for basketball, seeing how hard I had to work. Actually, Jamar, it's funny, people don't really know me and you played middle school basketball together.
Yep.
Yeah, with Joel. So Joel showed me, how to get it at a young age, how to get what I want. Even though he liked me so much, he would cut me from the basketball team to, pick myself up at another gear and show me how to really get what I want. So I really got to, say thank you to Joel when he hears this. Like, I said, that sticks with me, like, throughout all my life. I actually was telling my classmates about that the other day. And then, middle school came, then high school came. Ninth grade, I didn't really make the basketball team. Kind of devastated, but I just worked my tail off. Sophomore year came, made the team. And it was just from there on out. Like, I just started falling in love with basketball, working hard. Just really fell in love with the game. Like, words can't really describe it because it's like my lifestyle now. So, like after high school, like probably senior year, we didn't finish where we wanted to finish. I was probably at like a tough spot, not knowing if I was going to go to school or not. Because throughout high school, I was really doubted a lot. Like, I didn't really play that much, but I didn't let it get to me. So I just like worked my tail off because at the end of the day, I knew what I wanted. So I wasn't really listening to what people had to say about me. I knew I wanted to play college basketball. So I worked my tail off. I went to an unsigned senior camp. I had a great time at the camp. Me and my couple Charlie teammates, me, Pat, Malik, we went there, did our thing. Then Regis found me. Regis found me there. Blessing in disguise. I met with one of the coaches, and he called the head coach, which is my head coach now, Coach Hager. They said they liked me, brought me up for a visit, and then from then on out, it was just where I am now, thank God. And then last year, I hurt myself. Like freshman year of college, played the full season. After I had hurt my knee, I had torn my meniscus and
Oh man,
sprained my ACL. But I had to sit out the whole season, I was kind of devastated about that. But it took me to like new levels. I did a whole bunch of things, like what they say, like God makes things happen for a reason. So it took me to new different levels and stuff like that. I've met so many people along the way. And this past summer was probably one of my best summers I ever had. I really was working with one of my childhood friends who's a trainer now, probably one of the best strength and conditioning trainers, Aaron, over at the Yard in Miami. Woke up every day, 7 o'clock, me and a group of my homeboys just getting after it every day, pushing me. Even if I didn't want to come, they'll text me like, make sure you're there, working my tail off. Then basketball wise, I was working out with one of the assistant coaches at Charter, Coach Kelvin. He was pushing me. We go like every day at night, like 7:30 to 9, just really working out. And probably towards the end of summer, that's when things got real serious. I met a NBA trainer, called Bryce, over at the Impossible Training. I think Victor Oladipo's like his new skill academy. facility, amazing facility. Shout out to Bryce. He had me in there for a week, really showing me things that I really didn't know, and really just opening up my game. So shout out to Bryce and Zach for that. I really appreciate the work, and those are guys I met along the way. So if I didn't get hurt, I would have never met them. You know, I would have just been doing my same thing, just working out. It was just, I don't know, man.
Sometimes
I can't even complain about the injury. Yeah, exactly.
It's crazy.
I can't even complain about
and it
the
led you
injury.
to other
Thank God
things.
for it. I just thank God for it.
That's awesome, man. So coming off the injury, obviously I know things are tough. It's been a tough rehab process and so on. But what are some of the goals that you have for this season?
Goals for this season, definitely number one goal is to win the conference. We're in the GNAC. It's a tough conference, a lot of competition. Definitely to win the conference. That's the number one goal. And put my team out there. Like, we worked hard endlessly. Even when we first touched campus, we got straight to it. 6 a.m. workouts every day, like just straight to it. I don't know, man. I just want to make a name for myself. I'm just following the path God gives me, really. So that's really it. But
awesome.
number one goal is to be successful. So be successful this year, have a big year, do numbers. That is the number one goal. So I'm excited.
Of course. Awesome, bro. Unfortunately, my co-host Mikey, he wasn't able to be on the call. He sent his regards. He's feeling pretty sick. So, but one of the questions that he wanted to ask you was, what do you think your favorite memories of your basketball career were, both at the high school level and since maybe an AAU memory or maybe at one of those showcases or anything like that?
My favorite memory. That's tough. My favorite memory. Man. Probably just, I don't know. I got a lot of favorite memories. Even like just hanging out with teammates or like, probably my favorite memory was in high school. Probably winning the crew with my teammates. Like, that was probably our first big win. Like, our first big, like, accomplishment. Winning the crew classic. That was probably one of my best memories with my high school teammates. But I have a lot of memories. But that was one that I really remembered because we were so happy that we won. Everyone was happy for each other. The parents were happy. The coaches were happy.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was good.
So another thing that he wanted to ask was, after being injured and you mentioned earlier that you've been doubted a lot throughout your career and your basketball career. And after being injured, do some of those doubts creep in your mind? And what are some of the motivations? I know you mentioned like over the summer your teammates would be texting you like, okay, make sure you don't miss today, make sure you come in. But what are some of the other motivations that really drive you to keep going and to be successful in basketball?
So, this past summer, this past year, probably January 5th, my aunt had passed away, Auntie Z. I quote her in every picture I post. Like, I seen her a couple of days before she passed, and we had a talk. She was telling me how, because the first time she saw me, like when I came back from school, I was in crutches and stuff. So she had saw me. She told me like, same thing I go with, God, everything happens for a reason. So she's really one of my big motivations right now. She keeps me going. I think about her day in and day out. So that's probably one of my biggest motivations and what I'm doing it for now, because she really believed in me. And I do miss her a lot. Like, I think about her every day. So that's probably one of my biggest motivations right now.
That's amazing.
Just doing it for her and my family and stuff, making them proud. I don't really do the doubt. Like, when people, everyone talks about someone, like a certain someone. I don't know how they do it. I just can't do that. No one can. A lot of people just hate. So you can't really listen to the hate. People gonna hate regardless. They're not like in your shoes. So you just got to go and get it for yourself. You feel me?
No, that's real. Wow, bro. Rest in peace. I had saw your post. Yeah.
Yeah.
Any close death is tough, but I love that you're using it for motivation and for fuel for you to be better, bro.
Yes, sir.
So the last thing, the NBA season's right around the corner. What's the biggest thing? What's the biggest takeaway you're looking for in the season? Any expectations? What you got? Hello?
I'm excited. Hello, you can hear me?
Yeah. Go.
Yeah, my fault. I said I'm excited for the LA Lakers. LeBron is gonna do damage on that team, and people I doubted him. He's probably gonna have a huge first year. I'm excited for the Lakers, man.
Facts, yeah. No, that's going to be such an entertaining team to watch, bro, for real.
They're gonna be a fun team. Showtime Lakers for real.
All right, bro. I just want to thank you again for being on the show. Thanks for my co-host, Mikey. Again, he wasn't able to take part in this interview because of his illness, but he sent his questions and he said thank you for being on, and we're hoping for nothing but the best, bro. We're going to be keeping tabs on you, so make sure you're doing damage up there in Massachusetts.
Oh, you already know. Thank you for having me on the show, man. Appreciate it.
Nah, of course.
And tell Mike I said feel better.
Well, yeah, definitely will do. Have a good one,
man. Appreciate you.
All right.
On October 10th, Jimmy Butler finally returned to the Minnesota Timberwolves practice. And, oh my gosh, chaos ensued. Now, just a short recap. The man practiced with the team. He verbally challenged multiple players on the team, including Karl Anthony Towns and Andrew Wiggins, the other two stars. He yelled at the GM, quote, "You effing need me. You can't win without me," end quote. He then took a team with himself and 4 third-string players, meaning the bottom of their bench, and beat the remaining of the starting lineup in a scrimmage. He discussed all of this in an exclusive interview with Rachel Nichols in that evening, and wow. What do you think about everything that went down in Minnesota?
Jimmy Butler, first of all, is a real one.
He's real. He's real.
Like, he's a dog. We've known this from the jump, but he's like, okay, if you guys, I'm going to come to practice. I'm going to show you how much you need me. Like, I'm going to tell you need me, but let me show you how much you need me. You can take your 20-10 Karl Anthony Towns. You can take your max contract Andrew Wiggins. You can have Jeff Teague. You can keep my boy Taj over there. I'm going to ball.
One of the things that stuck out with me from the interview is that he said all the passion had built up. He said he hadn't really played competitive basketball like that since, May or April, whenever the time was. And he was like, look, I'm passionate about the game. I care. So all of that just came out at the wrong time, in the wrong way. And he said in the interview, he said, look, I'm just being brutally honest. If somebody has a problem with that, talk to me. He said, I don't know how Adrian Wojnarowski knows all these things because he wasn't there, but if someone has a problem, talk to me. And that's the bigger thing for me. Like, everyone wants to act all tough behind the scenes. Yeah. But nobody wants to confront the actual person and the actual situation. And I think that's what bothers me about this. Like, how does Woj end up knowing all of this? Why isn't there a players-only meeting about it? And we know, there's a players-only meeting happening. Why do we know all this? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think it's a really young team that grew up in like this social media era where if me and you have a problem, I don't go talk to you. It's I go to my phone, I talk to Twitter, I talk to Facebook, I talk to MySpace even, and just like rant out from there. And I think what Jimmy Butler did was he was trying to get a reaction back. Like, he wanted Andrew Wiggins or Cat to be like, no, F you, come here, you start balling, right? Yeah, like, exactly. Get into it with him.
So when Jimmy Butler is guarding Karl Anthony Towns and Karl Anthony passes the ball out.
After Jimmy's talking.
No wonder why he wants to leave. Why do you think he wants to get traded?
Yeah.
Like, who wants to play with that? And I was listening to Stephen A. Smith earlier, and he said that supposedly there were players that were laughing. Like, players from the starting lineup that were laughing after that scrimmage, like, oh my gosh, we just lost to them. What is that? Like, what type of mindset is that? If I'm Andrew Wiggins, I want to leave too. I'm competitive. I want to win. I don't want to play with that.
I've never seen him be competitive in the NBA. I have never once seen Andrew Wiggins show any...
Did I say Andrew Wiggins?
Yeah.
I meant Jimmy Butler. I'm sorry. If I'm Jimmy Butler, I want to leave too. I'm competitive. I want to win. I want to actually be competitive in this league.
Yeah, he's been grinding his whole life. Like, he's not... Karl Anthony Towns and Andrew Wiggins are both
first round pick.
Yeah, like
He was third.
Yeah, they're around like my age. I think Wiggins is my age, or Wiggins is a year older, and Towns my age, or they're both my age. They're both 22, 23. Already signed $150 million contracts, and Jimmy Butler's like, you gotta want this.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's they
So
just care about the bag.
It's given.
Yeah, to them.
And
it's
this
just
is
a
again
job,
what I've
it's
been
not
telling
like
you
that.
about Karl Anthony Towns. I was never sold on him. I always felt he was immature. I always felt he wasn't as competitive and as productive as he needed to be. And this just solidifies everything I thought.
Every year up until this, I was like okay with it. I wasn't okay with it, but I understood. Being 20 years old, he's probably never lost basketball in his life. Like, he's never been on a losing team. And then to be on a losing team with no leaders, and they're probably their most outspoken person at the time was Zach LaVine. It's just like, but when Jimmy Butler comes in and you and Andrew Wiggins keep the same mentality, like he's shown you, yeah, you guys can win with me.
They should be a competitor. They had the potential to be a Boston type. Like a younger group that had solid players that could really make noise in the West.
And then
I'm not saying compete for a championship with the Warriors or anything crazy like that. But they should have been that solid up-and-coming team. But they just have no heart.
It doesn't seem like a single player that they drafted wanted it.
Yeah,
exactly. Maybe the most, and they got rid of it.
Exactly. Yeah. And now I'm starting to think maybe he wanted out too.
He got lucky. It looks like because the Bulls.
The Bulls are looking. Now the Bulls are looking like that young up and coming solid team.
Jimmy's upset.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Alexa, play Drake. I'm upset.
Now it's time for our question from the fan segment, brought to you by Top Notch Signatures. Top Notch Signatures is a leader in the sports memorabilia field. They provide authentic memorabilia of all of your favorite athletes from all the major professional sports.
Top Notch Signatures' mission is for every autograph purchased on topnotchsignatures.com, they will donate an autograph to a child in need. Go check out topnotchsignatures.com and make an autograph more than just a signature.
Hey Mikey, hey Jamar, I'm a huge fan of your show. My question is, what do you think the final record for the Miami Heat is going to be for this season?
Thank you for the question, Phylicia. We really do appreciate it. And honestly, being a Heat fan, this question hit home. So when I got it, I was interested. I was like, okay, what do I see us ending around? Personally, I see us around 46 to 48 wins, grabbing the 7th seed, and this being D-Wade's last right out. I think it's a good way to go out, personally. What about you?
I was going to say a little lower. I had them right around 500, only because they obviously don't have all the personnel that they've had in years prior. We don't know what's going to go down, what trades are going to happen. We don't know what's going to happen with Whiteside. We don't even know if the same Heat team that we have now is a Heat team that's going to be at the end of the season. And just because the Eastern Conference is pretty competitive, honestly, the league at whole, like, I was having a conversation with someone the other day. If you take the Warriors out of the league at whole is actually pretty competitive. It's just when you factor in the Warriors, it's just like, it doesn't make sense anymore. But I have the Heat right around 500, maybe a couple wins over, around 41, 43, 45-ish, those wins. But more importantly, for playoff seeding, I have them right at 7. So earlier in the episode, we gave our rankings, and I said I got Celtics, Raptors, 76ers, Bucks, Pacers. That's my top 5. So then I would probably go after their Wizards, because I think the Wizards are a better team. And then I would go the Heat. So I got them right around that 7, 8 seed
so
making playoffs.
We both have them playing probably Boston or Toronto first round.
Exactly. So 4 or 5 game series.
Yeah, I mean.
Well, no, that's not true.
If you grab Toronto, it's a lot easier than grabbing Boston.
Yeah, definitely. Because with Boston, you're playing against Brad Stevens. You're not just playing against Kyrie Irving and Gordon Hayward. You're playing
and the new coach in Toronto.
That's true. We have to see how he does.
Yeah, forgot about that.
Yeah.
Hopefully, Phylicia coach and circles around him. That'd be cool.
Well, we'll see. But I have the Heat right around, like I said, that 7, 8 seed.
Yeah.
A couple wins over 500. But it's going to be a very emotional season. One last ride with the man.
Last ride, number 3.
And that concludes this special season opening edition of the Nothin But Net Show. We're so pumped and so excited to get into the season, and we hope that this was a great preview for you all for the season to come. We'd like to thank Gibou Njie for the guest interview, and we'd like to encourage you all once again to follow us on the social media pages. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram at The Nothin But Net Show.
You can also find us on Twitter at The NBN Show. We'd also like to thank you, Phylicia, for the question. We really do appreciate all the fan love. And to everyone out there, definitely stay on us about our picks, whether it be the seeing or our awards. Like, if we're hot, let us know. If we're cold, still let us know.
So let Mikey know when all his predictions were wrong. And then you can let me know when LeBron wins MVP and all the stuff that happens.
Ooh, we'll see.
See you all next time. Thank you for joining us.
Peace.
Fudge was that.
I thought you were going to keep talking.